It's Jayne McCann, the organizing maven. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a professional organizer and clutter coach. In a nutshell, what I do is I help people clear their clutter so they can find their happy. Today I want to share with you a phenomenon that's been occurring in my professional life, and it's this. Lately, I seem to be attracting an incredible number of truly overwhelmed clients. And not your garden variety overwhelmed, but I mean the oh my god, I wish I had more time, how am I ever going to get it done? Look at me, I'm melting down right here in front of you. I don't know how I'm going to get through my to-do list. I don't know how I'm going to get through my day. I don't know how I'm going to get through my next hour. I don't even know how I'm going to get through my next minute. These are the kinds of people that I have been attracting lately. The really, really overwhelmed. Now I'm sure we have all been there. I know that I have. But the difference is the clients that I've been running into lately seem to be living in the land of overwhelm. They're not just like visiting there for, a shortened period of time. They're feeling overwhelmed 24/7. And that makes me feel really bad. I'm sure it makes them feel really bad too, but they're so worried about how they're going to get through their to-do list. They're just not thinking as coherently or as rationally as they should. And this is the way I've been helping them. And really, the advice that I've been giving them reminds me of a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. And it's this. It's do what you can with what you have where you are. So again, it's do what you can with what you have with where you are. And the way that I've been translating that for people is to think about the very next thing that you need to do. This is where you're going to put on, you're gonna adopt tunnel vision. You're just going to say, what is the very next thing that I have to do? And it depends on what project you're working at or where you're at in your time of day. If you're a mom at home, it might be, I have to feed my children. Okay, I have to feed my children. What's the very first thing I have to do? I have to go into the kitchen. I have to choose a food product. I have to plate that food product. So very specific steps. You're not thinking ahead to, what am I going to feed them tomorrow? What am I going to do when they don't go down for a nap like they're supposed to? You're not thinking about any of that. You're not thinking this place is such a mess. How am I going to clean it up? You are really narrowing in, literally, what is the next thing that I need to do? It's like when you're walking, you're putting one step in front of the other. Now, you're not really processing that when you're walking, but if you were to process it and you wanted to get from point A to B, you would just say, I put one foot in front of the other and I just keep doing it. You wouldn't be worrying about the fact that there's a log up ahead or maybe there's a puddle over there. You just look down and say, I just put one foot in front of the other. And then when you get to whatever that is, you say, what do I need to do now? You get up to the puddle and it's, I need to step over that puddle. But you haven't been thinking about that prior to then. And so we're applying this same sort of thing to our daily life. And this works really, really well when you are just stuck in that place where you are just so overwrought with to-dos. So just say, you know what, I cannot deal with that and I choose not to deal with that right now. Right now, I need to have a little bit of self-preservation in place, so I'm going to ask myself, what is the very next thing I need to do? And I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to ask myself that question again. But I'm not going to allow myself to think about everything else. Now, I realize that that's probably easier said than done, because it's natural to be thinking about all of the other things that we have going on, and wondering how we're going to get to all of them. So this is something that takes a little bit of practice, but I can tell you this, that when you are in that place, this is a skill that will serve you incredibly well. And this skill also serves you really well if you're in a time of crisis, when something terrible happens and you have to act. And a lot of times we just sort of naturally kick into that mode when a crisis occurs. We're sort of like on autopilot, and we're like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, and we just do it in sequence. We're not thinking, oh my God, because it's natural that if you are thinking, oh my God, how am I going to get it all done, that you're just going to be stuck there thinking about it and processing through it, and no action is taking place. So this trick is all about putting on the blinders, adopting some tunnel vision, and just deciding what is the very next thing that I have to do, and doing it, and then repeating. What is the very next thing I have to do? Do it, repeat. Sounds a little bit monotonous, but it really works, and you will see progress. And if you do this a few times, you're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm getting stuff done. And it's going to lessen that feeling of overwhelm. So, to distill it all down, put on the blinders, decide what the next step is, do it, and repeat. So that's your productivity tip for today. Again, it's Jayne McCann, and you can find me at organizingmaven.com.